Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Friday the 13th, 2013. We'll be looking at a few U.S. market charts today. We talked about these, I think a couple days ago. We mentioned that you had, not just in the Russell, but across the board, you had a massive move to the upside. In this particular case, 6 consecutive days to the upside, and that doesn't happen. You can't just go straight up. It doesn't go straight down. It doesn't go straight up. Eventually, you're going to have a pullback. And we talked about that just before this pullback started. We told you this pullback, though, would not be anything major. It would just be a little formation that we expect would happen here. Would be either a flag pattern or a pennant. You could draw it different ways, but the basic thing here is just kind of watch for this. Look for it to make another move to the upside and basically duplicate this first move out the other side, and that's what I'm looking for right now. That would give us a higher high there, and we'll advance the stop at that point in time when we start taking off from that point. This is probably the clearest chart in the U.S. that we have on that. Some of the others aren't showing us as clear, and in fact, you aren't going to really get a good entry opportunity on some of them. But that's fine. We're already long on some of these, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, here we are looking at the SPX, the S&P 500 Large Cap Index. The same basic overall situation. You have the massive number of days to the upside. I told you that what can't go on forever. You have to have a pullback, and so there you got one day, and then she started to reverse here. It doesn't have to be the reversal point here. That's important to note. This could simply be up, down, up, followed by a down. Just continues this pattern out like so. Okay, so that doesn't, just because you have an up day here doesn't mean okay, we're taking off now. It could, and it doesn't have to though. It can actually form a little bit more of a consolidation phase before advancing, like you did back here. We had this little bit of a move here, and you could see that for a couple of days, and then you take off. But again, I would expect this to be duplicated out the other side. Would be a higher high. Okay, here we're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This one we have liked for a while and been long here, and seeing this move to the upside here. And now we're starting to see a higher move here. We're not really having any consolidation other than a single day before we started advancing again. Again, we could fall back down and start kicking some more, but we could also just continue to press higher here. Again, I would look for this to test the previous high. One of the things that you'll be looking at here, and you'll notice that this doesn't seem to have hardly any consolidation phase. That can have a lot to do with the fact that I talked to you about before, was this particular chart had this big move here, nice volatility, nice pullback here. So you have a lot of volatility in there, and so you would look for bigger moves, and that would be this move here and this little consolidation. It doesn't take much before we realize, no, we're not going to actually do anything here other than go higher. That would eventually send this guy faster up because he's not as far extended as further. He's not as he's got more money on the table, put it that way. I can't think right today. Okay, anyway, so looking for a test of this high again sometime next week. Quick glance here at the Dow Jones Transportation Average Index, the TRAN. On this particular chart here, rather than chasing something like the Dow, if you're not already long it like we are, if you're not already long in that situation, rather than chasing that, I would look at the TRAN because, and again, there's the chart. If in this particular chart here, you can see we've had a nice move to the upside, got the consolidation, pulled back a little bit, kind of close to the 50-period moving average, starting to give us signs of a reversal here with the doji formation that's happened at tops and bottoms. Here's a top one. Right there, and here's a bottom one right here. So you can see that again, this one has made the first move up here, consolidated, and now we're looking to reverse and go higher. Again, I would be looking for this to test the previous high, and so this would be the better entry opportunity here. If given confirmation on Monday, I would take it as a long opportunity and look for it to continue to move higher rather than chasing the Dow. Okay, the only chart that I think in the U.S. that sucks dog nose would be the NASDAQ, and I don't like this chart. I wouldn't touch it, and I don't care what it does. I can make money if it's going to move. If the market's going to go higher, I can make money safer in the other charts I've already shown you than I could trying to buy the NASDAQ. So that's why I'm avoiding this particular chart. In this case here, you have the basic same story. You have this bounce here in the consolidation phase that's going on, and somebody could be looking at this and say, well, when she takes off to the upside, I'm going to buy it, and we're going to see this duplicate. You could do that. However, in this particular situation, I want to point out again, ultimate oscillator up there off the 90 line, and now you're coming up here at the lower high on the ultimate oscillator. This tells you that you have a downtrend momentum like this. At the same time period, you have the high close here, and then the higher close here. It's the bearish divergence scenario. It tells you it's going to fall apart anyway. So rather than get caught in that scenario, which a lot of people did back in this time when we had the same scenario in high point here, lower high here, and it's trending down in the same time period and trending up here. Warned about that during that time period. This is not something you want to buy into, and you get caught like that. So this is the only one that I would just leave it alone for now. It's not a good chart. Why trade it? You can find other charts, right? For those of you who are looking for my personal charts, my 3-month daily or the 2-year weekly, you can simply go here to the market section of the website, free website, and click on the market charts section. I update them nightly with my stop loss limits, entry signals, sell signals, so forth and so on. And again, enjoy your weekend. If you've not been to the free website at perfectstockalert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free, and all we ask in return, please refer a friend. God bless. Take care. Enjoy your weekend and be safe. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.